Dear friends, in this video I'm sharing with you how to make grated coconut at home from fresh whole coconuts using just a blender. This can be done early and the grated coconut can be stored in the freezer for a long time, even up to 3 months. There were always times when I needed freshly grated coconut for my recipes, but didn't want the hassle of driving to the store to get some. With this method, it was so easy and convenient and served my purpose. By keeping grated coconut in the freezer, I can easily access them anytime I want. It tastes just as good as freshly grated coconut. To make grated coconut, we need to use old brown coconuts. Green young coconuts are not suitable as the white flesh inside is not mature enough. The water from green young coconuts make delicious drinks. The flesh from old coconuts is used in various cooking recipes and also to make coconut milk and coconut oil. Here are some tips to keep coconut fresh for a long time, even up to 6 months. Freshly husked coconut sometimes looks good on the outside, but the flesh inside is spoiled. A good way to test this is to do the shake test. Shake the coconut vigorously and listen to the water sound. A full-bodied sound indicates healthy flesh. Another tip to keep coconut fresh is to store them in a vertical position. The stalk end should face upwards, just as if it was hanging on the tree. There are many ways to crack a coconut shell. Grip the coconut with the eye end towards the wrist. I prefer to use the blunt end of a heavy knife. A few hard blows on all sides is enough to do the job. Coconut water from an old coconut is best used as cooking ingredient and not as a drink. This is because the taste and flavor of the coconut water is off. Coconut water used as a drink is normally from a young coconut as it is sweeter. The flesh too is sweeter and more tender like a firm custard. These days, to have freshly grated coconut is sometimes considered a luxury. Moreover, what if you don't have those special coconut graters? There are many ways used to grate coconuts, but not all of them are simple and easy. In the past, we used a coconut grater, which was slow and too much work. Some of these graters you might prefer not to have it around the house as they are quite bulky. And yet, you still prefer some freshly grated coconut on hand. The good news is that we can easily make freshly grated coconut in minutes, just using a blender. Here is how I made grated coconut in a blender. First, freeze the coconut halves with shell for 3 to 4 hours. This step is to de-shell the coconut flesh from the shell easily. Thaw the coconut halves. When completely thawed, use a knife to loosen the flesh from the shell. This is easy now. The process of freezing and thawing the coconut is to loosen the flesh from the shell. In some coconuts, the flesh can be loosened out easily, but in others, we have to remove it piece by piece. The white flesh has a dark brown skin on the shell side. The darker the skin, the more mature the coconut. Mature coconuts have more coconut milk. Mature coconuts also have darker shell and darker fibers on the outside. Use a knife or a peeler to remove the outer brown skin. This is optional. If we make grated coconut with the brown skin on, then the grated coconut will have brown specks all over. This will be all right to make coconut milk, but not right for desserts. The peeled coconut flesh can now be grated. The difficult and tedious way. The result just as good. To make things easier and less tedious for us, my thoughts are using a motorized blender is best. Blending a little longer will give a finer textured grated coconut. Well, now you know, it's that simple and easy to make fresh grated coconut at home. Grated coconut can be enjoyed just in minutes. The result just as good or better than the fine grater. Grated coconut can be squeezed with some water to make coconut milk. The coconut milk can then be used to make pure coconut oil. The grated coconut can be kept in a Ziploc bag in the freezer for a long time. It will remain just as fresh in the freezer as when it was grated. Grated coconut is also the main ingredient for making chambal and also many other sweet and savory dishes. That's all, my friends. Thanks for your watch time. Hope this video benefited you in some way. See you next time. Stay blessed and be happy always.